shitty right now, but I only lost 20,
Welcome
30.
to the club.
Yeah, I only lost $36.
How much?
36
Oh, that's not too bad.
on two
Two
trades.
trades?
Yeah,
That's reasonable.
especially. It was just annoying, man. I was trying to find something in no man's land.
Gotta be cautious of that.
Those are those emotions you get that you get from being live that you may not experience from paper trading.
I know. I'm very aware that I'm like, yo, these are your paper habits. These aren't your like live. Like you're not supposed to do those. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, we
I
get
know
like,
you guys were all right about that, but I'm like, oh, you better like not let this continue. Like you better figure this out quick.
yeah, it could really drain your account. It's crazy because like even on live, you can get like an itchy trigger finger. Kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. Looking at looking at the week, to be honest, like that past day, unless you I had that gap fill in my head, like I missed that. And then this day, which is the next day, we never hit any of my key areas. So this was a day that I didn't and wouldn't trade. Absorption did happen at this VWAP. One thing I was gonna mention was that all pre-market, the ES was bouncing off VWAP. Look at here. So at the close, bounced off VWAP. At pre-market, down in like nighttime, bounced off VWAP. And then here at the open again, bounced off VWAP. So this specific day, VWAP could have been a zone, but that like I don't want to mess with that because it's not my play.
Mhm.
But VWAP and yesterday's high were close to each other. Like that's something to note, like right here. And then if you just go, I mean, we could see the setup appear just to have that repetitive. What is that? 645. This is the pullback. Shit's freezing. So here's 6724, which is right under this bottom wick. So right at VWAP, we're at. Limit orders are sitting there. More limit orders. Oh shit.
What day is this?
So this is the 15th, which is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah, Wednesday. So here, buyers show their presence. Oh fuck! Why did I zoom in so much? Limit orders still at that 67.25. Here's the pullback into 67.25. CBD's making higher low. Boom! This is an entry right here. Look at CBD and look at the volume at the same time. The way that CBD, that's what I mean by an aggressive curl. Most likely, this is going to be the takeoff now. Look at that. It just takes off from there. And it all starts with that aggressive volume and aggressive curl on the pullback into those limit orders. You see that, Eloy?
Yeah.
That is the setup there. Yeah, it didn't happen at our key level, but if it was a key level, this is the same thing you'd see. the aggressive selling into your key level, limit orders hold the buyers, buyers and sellers are kind of like battling here, and then boom, you get one aggressive push from buyers. That's buyers showing their presence. I always put that on my screenshots. And then now I'm waiting for that pullback back into the limit orders. And then it it doesn't necessarily have to hit the limit orders, but you want it to be pretty close to it. And once it gets close to it, start paying attention to that volume shift and CVD curl.
Can you play that in regular time, like
Should do that pretty fast.
right before you would enter? So right here, it's going up a little bit. It's hitting. Why were those limit orders at 25 important to you? What did you say about that?
Because so it's not my demand zone, but it is where VWAP is holding. So if this were our 4 hour demand zone, this is the same action you would see. Maybe it would be deeper into the zone. Maybe it's right at the zone. Maybe it's even like slightly above, but you want to see this exact kind of like, I don't know, pattern occur. Hold up, let me zoom out a little. So this is the 2 minute. Now this is buyers showing their presence at the moment. Boom, they showed their presence. Now in my head, I'm like, okay, I want to see a pullback into these 25, 67, 25 limit orders.
Boom.
I'm watching CVD and I'm watching volume at the same time. Right here, I'm in.
How do you come up with your target that fast?
I mean, you kind of have to already be building your setup once this happens. Once the aggressive selling occurs into your demand zone, I'd say like that's when you already want to keep in mind like, okay, what's my target? What would be my stop if these limit orders were the zone? And then as you're coming up with that process, it gives the market time to show you the buyer presence, and now you got to be quick on your feet once that bad boy pulls back. Am I tripping, Gabriel, or is that the play?
No, it's good. It's exactly what I
And you
was
see that you see that CV look, and look, this isn't even a curl. This is like a straight push up into CVD.
Would you count these
Like,
limit orders that disappeared right there at the lows part of the confirmations?
I would prefer them to be stronger, but yes, they are to me still, because maybe they didn't tap, but they were there holding price up there.
I was talking about the ones on the left, the long ones on the left.
Wait, where these?
No, just go down to the long bar. Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, this is the limit orders where sellers aggressively sold into my limit orders. This to me is where the setup begins, these limit orders. And then now that the market pops up, I want to see when it comes back. I want to see these limit orders doing this activity where they're like hiding themselves, but they're still holding price up slightly. Like that's a good sign to me. Obviously, I'd prefer it to be like a strong red limit order holding price there, but this is not bad to me. Like I like that these limit orders are here. But yes, this limit order here is the key point to my system at the like once that occurs, this exact moment, that's part of the confirmation for sure.
How annoying.
What?
I just said, how annoying. I gotta learn this shit. I gotta figure this shit out.
But it's crazy
But
because
that's what.
it starts becoming second nature. You start noticing the little nuances more once you focus and hone in on the exact setup.
Yeah.
You start noticing the details inside the setup that make the setup valid. Kind of crazy.
And that's where I'm telling you, Eloy, that you're not having a edge on your setup because you're just entering on that pullback into the demand zone. But without those little nuances, if you can't pay attention to those little nuances of your specific setup, like it, you don't fully have the edge down. And in this situation, like we've seen this occur day after or week after week after week, and it's like it always happens so similar, and even if there is a difference, like that difference is very similar to another day you've seen of it happening. But the main thing you want to have is the aggressive selling. The aggressive selling is key to it. You need to see aggressive sell because sometimes you'll see like weak selling into it, and then you'll see a similar setup. But the weak selling is telling you that it's not ready yet. Until you see that aggressive sell pressure, that's when okay, now the setup is starting to blue. You see those limit orders, and then the second thing you want to see is the buyer presence. Like let them show themselves. Let them show you that they want to push the move up. And that's where you're gonna battle with patience, because at least me, sometimes I wanted to be this part of this move because it'll go up high and then you're like, fuck, I missed it. But then it ends up coming back. You get stopped out, and that's when the buy happens. So I always tell myself, let buyers show their presence, pull back into those limit orders, and now you pay attention to that volume shift and CVD curl.
Can we reverse
Fuck.
engineer real quick that the way I trade? Can you like zoom forward a little bit and then kind of tell me where it's already invalid? To because then it's kind of invalid because it's already like, oh, the move's already happening. It's too late.
And
Is that doable?
for my setup, it's gone here. I don't have a key zone anymore. Like, I mean, if it were to come back,
See, that's where I
I think he
do it.
wants to reverse engineer his trade so he can see where he fucked up on. I think.
Yeah, because I don't want to like, I want to like be able to start catching where I'm already late. Like my entries are already late to the party, so I'm like, well, why am I seeing that? So let me reverse engineer. Like, all right, this is already too late, Eloy.
Let's see one of your
do you,
trades.
do you have a trade from this week that worked after you, or yeah, after you entered?
I think the one you and I went over, which was yesterday's.
I
I
remember
mean,
you had
that's the
one with a
next
perfect target.
from this week or another week.
I want to say 2 weeks ago, maybe.
You know, he
I
put
remember.
that in the day.
I'm looking at looking for my green. When I highlighted green is when I win. I took a short the day of the 10th, so I'm gonna pull up the 10th.
Oh, I opened the wrong shit.
You have a perfect target one?
I don't remember writing perfect target, so
No, I wrote perfect target. That's just what I remember about it.
I don't remember. It was my most recent win, and that was last week.
Target. Damn, you did write that in the Discord. That was
Oh,
the
yeah.
10th. Ha,
That's it.
funny.
I'm a beast when I'm
Where?
demo. I'm a beast when I'm demoing.
What was this trade, Eloy? I don't even remember.
It was a short. I saw those two arrows are pointing at where
So the limit offers.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
I'm a beast.
Okay, so I mean, do I have this here? Because just looking at your chart, the two areas that would intrigue me more than where you entered are if I had this supply zone up here where you circled where you highlighted the volume shift, but you didn't take it,
Yeah.
that would be somewhere I would pay attention to. And then also right here, because of the limit orders and they're at supply. Whereas where you entered, there's no limit orders at all, so that would sketch me out a bit. Um, but the volume shift over here was also whack. So the best one I'd say is before you entered. Um, I'll go to the 10th on BookNet. Would you agree, Gabriel?
Yeah.
Damn, it's just all over the place. How am I seeing March?
I have since last year.
But I'm saying the way you were zooming in, I'm like, why are we on March? I thought we was in October.
It opens from January of last year for some reason. I don't know why.
Damn.
I'm wondering if I'm ever gonna move those to my like hard drive or something, because I'm sure they take up space.
Yeah,
Oh no, that'd be so much memory.
especially the ones I forget to log
You
off.
have a lot. You have a lot of memory, Gabriel.
Not really. It's my laptop's pretty old.
You gotta get profitable so you could build your computer.
Dude, I know, and it's not even that much. Like 3,000 bucks.
I know that's what they were telling me at work. I'm just looking for the day here. 10th. Here it is. I did have that supply zone. Is this it? $6.48. Yeah, that's it. All right. What's that? All right, 6:48.
I entered the trade at 6:59. Oh yeah, anything before that.
Take up most of my time fucking charting this. 68 of that.
Appreciate you. Let me get it. I've been making Eric work this week, Gabe.
Really?
I've been making this guy.
You guys have been with or what?
Yeah. He when he said he was off, I think was it Thursday? I was like, yo, you down to review real quick then? He's probably never gonna
That's
let me
good
know.
though.
I'm gonna charge you per session.
I know.
I'll take equity in your trading portfolio.
You ain't gonna make much.
Did you guys see the Dylan interview?
Not yet.
Oh no, I forgot.
Dude, that shit is good. I was tripping out on his story.
What?
He started trading another person's account, three other people's accounts in 2020, and he was initially trading his own account with 12,000, and he said he couldn't make a living off of that the way he trades. So he ended up getting some like friend of a friend that he knew who let him trade $150,000.
What?
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, that's good. But he said he had to show him his like profits already. Like he kind of like did his research on him based off his own profits in his account. and then he was able to trade for that guy. But
Does
he
he
just
say how
knew
long?
this.
Does he say how long it took for him to get profitable?
No, but they asked him, and he said, "Don't ask that question because how long it took me is not going to be how long it takes you. It just everyone is on their own
That's
path, and it
good.
all depends on the knowledge you have."
Why? What is it that I'm not understanding? That why can't 12,000 fund your account?
No, it funded his account, but he said just it didn't pay for his lifestyle.
Oh, he was like already living like a. He just needed more money to be able to continue his lavish lifestyle.
I don't know if he was living lavish, but he just couldn't pay for his lifestyle, he said. But he's also like a very risk averse person, so I could see him being like, "No, I need to like stack this up heavy." So here's the rally into the supply. Fuck, I forwarded too far. Oh, it's right where I needed it to be actually. So here's the aggressive buying into supply. And then already here, I would tell myself, okay, I need sellers to show their presence if I'm going to take this short. So boom, sellers slightly show their presence here. And then you would want to tell yourself, okay, now I need to see that push back up to retest. Yeah, this may be an area where you get tricked. This it is possible here because we're making a higher low, I mean a lower high, and the CVD is starting to curl. So if like you're super locked in on this setup here, you might take this short and you may end up getting stopped out. But then over here you get the cleaner move, and it's the same exact thing, just that this ends up being the move. So this was like a stop hunt almost, you could say. But that's one thing that could be fucked up about this setup, where like if you could be wrong, like that's just the name of the game. But then you still may have another opportunity because the same exact setup occurs. This time it's aggressive buying back into these heavy limit orders. We're still inside our key level. And then you get right here, sellers show their presence. Like I've told you before, Eloy, sometimes, I mean, most times I'd prefer a deeper seller presence. Like right here, this is only, what is
3
this?
points.
3 points?
Yeah, this is the one we reviewed
Yeah,
on together.
three and then five. Yeah, so 3 points here. So that to me is kind of like, I would prefer like a deeper pullback almost, but it still presents itself. Buyers show their presence again one more time. And look at CVD. CVD struggles to make a higher high here, almost exactly at where the tip of this CVD high is. And then right here, CVD is already starting to curl. So let's just replay that here. Dollars here showing their presence. You can see they're showing their presence because the bubble got big. You can see the selling pressure here. Now in my head, I'm like, okay, I want that retest up into limit orders. And the thing that helps you avoid getting in here is that you don't see that volume shift occurring with aggression yet. So boom, buyers pop back up. I'm on the 1 minute. Fucked up. So here's the 2 minute. We see these limit orders holding price here. And now you want to start paying attention to that CVD. What's it doing? And that volume. Starting to brew up here. You could enter now. Look at CVD. You could like CVD was the more leading indicator at this
3 point risk
point because of how it trending down. Yeah, like a 3 point risk.
right there. Get back in.
What?
I would probably like look at it if I was this perfect at it. I'd get back in right there, but right there, the CVD is doing a little bit of the opposite. But then it's going back down. But like if I would have missed the move. But and then also I was thinking of the first one where you said the stop hunt. I'm like, damn, this is where that one book, the psychology of this shit comes in. Because I'm like, if I'm not already bummed out that I just lost, and then 2 minutes later the setup appears again, I'm like, damn, I do have to be controlled right there. Like I can't let that loss make me miss the opportunity again if it appears.
Yeah, you're gonna learn some tough lessons, man, for sure.
Yep. But I would like honestly, if I took this short here and I got stopped, I would give myself credit for like one, you followed your plan. Two, it's just the name of the game. Like sometimes you are gonna get stopped out on this setup, but not. I feel like personally not as frequent as you would get stopped out with the way you are taking trades because you're not having that confirmation of the sellers being there at that exact moment. So that allows your setup to have some gambling room almost because it's like maybe it's gonna work here. I've seen it work before, but you're not getting that full confirmation of CBD volume limit orders plus being at your key level. And most of the time when we're entering, it's not like lagging. It happens pretty fast. And even Carmine has said that about his personal trend. He's like, I want the once I enter, I want the move to start happening. And that's because of the way we're entering. We're entering with the momentum. So it shouldn't lag. Whereas where you entered, I can just see it. Oh, why do I keep opening that? I can just see it here. Well, that's kind of. You see how, like, there's no momentum telling me the momentum you're building off of is over here, where I'm building on the momentum in that current moment. Like, look at, I mean, this isn't a long time, but like this is even reasonable with my setup. But look at how it just chops here before the move actually happens. Where I would be trying to get in like around here, you're getting in like over here because you're not looking at the volume in that current moment with the CVD drop.
Damn, it even happens again.
Yeah. And then you can almost this one it's weaker, like even the volume, but look at the volume here and look at how the CVD drops at that same exact moment. And also keep in mind, there's gonna like say conditions change, you're not gonna see the CBD be as aggressive of a curl. It may be more of like a trending type of vibe, but it's all like all these things. You'll be like, oh, I've seen this happen in this condition before. And for me, it's not even like I'm thinking about these things. Like it's just like I'm seeing something happen, and I'm like, wait, I've seen this before. Like my mind just recollects that. I think
Especially
that's
because
just
it's like a nature.
yeah, that's just natural from watching it. Um, what? But I don't know. Do you have any questions about that, Eloy?
No, that's tight. Yeah, I see where I need to work on right now. Quick question about the last video. Do you remember what dates we were reviewing?
14 and
15,
15?
Okay.
14, 15.
Okay. Tight.
Is this Thursday?
Yeah. And then today there wasn't really. Was there a setup today?
No, I think we were in like we didn't reach any of my zones.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at my chart right now. We didn't reach any of my zones either.
But I took a trade.
Where'd you take a trade? Let's see that one.
That's yeah, we could do that. So I haven't charted it
We
at all.
promise we won't.
No, y'all
We
could.
won't talk that much shit.
I ain't even charted anything.
I'm not trying to annoy no one right now.
No.
What was
It was I didn't even chart it or journal it. It was just at 7:37, and I got long at 66, 67, and I haven't even took the time to like review this yet and see what I was seeing. So I know it was a bad trade, and I'm being done.
I mean, buyer. I mean, I'll just pull this up here. Could see why you would be like, so buyers are aggressively pushing here, and then it pulls back into this zone. But that's exactly what I struggle with even to this day. Is like I'll see some large move up, and then I see a pullback into where the buyers were, and I'm like, oh, let me look for absorption here, but it's just not my key zone. I even wrote in my journal today, uh, sitting at the charts, watching the market go up and down without taking a trade until your edge is present to execute is like the skill I think that's so important to master over anything. Like just being able to sit there watching the market move and not take a trade, I think is half of the battle.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely was feeling FOMO, man.
Rick, can you go back to that chart real quick? Because you had a red zone, and right where I think you have it, I have a green zone. So I'm wondering why ours looks different. Oh,
Did you
never mind.
change your
Yeah, never
chart
mind.
after?
It was I know why I kept it, but it was just I had it very dim. I don't know if I used that and it confused me, but it was dim because it already went through it, and so that's why I just kept it on there very dim. Now that I'm looking at the higher time frame, so
So you made Y become support?
no, it was more of like, to me, it's still a support zone, but it's very weak. So I just kept it there in case it
Oh,
tries to come back at it. I didn't make it my key entry. I
okay.
just when I entered, it's because of what I was seeing.
That confirmed your assumption
Yeah.
that it was weak. My bad.
I need to learn that. I need to know that.
Um, I'm trying to think here what happened. Oh, okay. So here's the 2 hour demand where we didn't have the 15-minute demand marked, and then the market came down into that 15-minute demand with where pre-market low was. So this is like circling back to what I was saying when we first started, where the 2 hour demand zone is there, your strong key level, but then a 15-minute demand zone formed as it rallied up. And then now, because of how close that 15-minute demand zone is, it was like right here at 17, 4 points from my 2 hour demand zone. Now, when the market came back down into pre market low and 15-minute demand zone, it was a good area to watch for absorption. And it did occur. This is just my screenshot, but aggressive selling into the pre market low and 15-minute demand. Limit orders aggressively holding right underneath. Buyers show their presence here. Look at the volume. Look at CVD curl. And then now I'm telling myself, okay, watch for a pullback back down into these limit orders. Sellers sell. You can even see the volume is the strongest over everything around us. Uh, Sellers aren't able to sell off. Here, I wouldn't enter yet because the volume shift is not there. So I would be able to be patient. But then a key signal that I like to see is CVD stalling. Pullback occurs back down into these limit orders and CVD drops with it. But then look at this curl. The volume shift occurs. That curl is just massively to the upside. And that's the key to enter there. But we could replay it. Oh shit, it already played. Oh wait, is that it?
There was a cool.
7:10.
This is the trade you went over with me when we reviewed yesterday, and that was a cool thing you pointed out of when it was bouncing at the limit orders. the way CBD was reacting, you were saying like, oh, treat that where it's bouncing like the zero, where look at it trying to go red, but it can't go red, right? Was it red or green?
You said TV.
Like I think if you forward it a little more, where it bounced 3 times, CBD is bouncing 3 times, and then the last bounce, it even breaks under, but you were like that could be seen as it trying to go the opposite color, but they couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember saying that. That's gonna confuse Gabriel because he wasn't listening to the prior review we did before that.
I mean, you could explain that right now. It was a tight thing to think of. I was like, oh, that.
Uh, 6718.
I'll try to understand it.
Wait, what the
Like
fuck?
if like CBD's.
What?
I was gonna say, when CBD is red and then you see it go above zero and it turns green a little bit, but then it fails, and then that could be a sign of resistance.
Oh yeah.
So he's saying like, put yourself like put it like an invisible zero line right there, and then watch it kind of treat it that way. Like
Invisible armor.
like the invisible zero, like, and then watch it like not be able to break through that. I don't know if it'll make sense when he explains it right now more. But like because we were in like a zone where there is no zero. Like let's say we were in the thousands of CBD, so we weren't by the zero, but where it's finding support or resistance multiple times, you can use that as the zero and then kind of be like, oh look, it's not breaking below the zero.
So you draw a line on the CBD.
No, it's like an imaginary line. Like you're just kind of treating it like the zero, and like, look, it couldn't break above zero.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's where it's either finding multiple times support or resistance. So if like it's bouncing, like if you see the same spike and then resist and then spike and then resist, it's kind of like, oh, treat that tip of that spike like the zero and look at it trying to get above zero and it can't.
Like you're seeing if it's gonna break the previous highs or lows or
Yeah,
something.
Right
same.
here,
Yeah,
yeah. Like imagine this was the the neutral line. So the market tried to sell off into the neutral line, and then it pops up, and then it pulls back to that neutral line, and it holds the neutral line.
So just like an invisible support then.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
if you were able to draw it, that would be sick.
the reason it stood out
I know.
using the zero is because when you see it reject that zero, the neutral line, that's kind of like even more telltale because it's like it'll be red and it kind of goes green for a second and then it reverses and then it goes green for a second and reverses, and it's kind of like look at like it's really not letting the buyers take over.
Yeah.
So like
That
and
that
yeah,
stood out for you, Elo, because you use that a lot in what you were trying to trade.
yeah,
I've seen that.
it's the to me
Um,
the easiest way to see either the seller or the buyer like not be strong enough.
yeah, I do like when that happens because it is pretty clear there. So this is the selling coming into the 15-minute demand zone. It's not there yet, but you can see limit orders are slightly holding above. I wouldn't want that to trick me. My demand zone is right here where pre-market low is. Limit orders are sitting at 67.15, which is in between my uh fucking 15-minute and 2-minute. So this is just things I try to tell myself as the market's coming to my zone. Also, 67.10, we have some limit orders, but now we're already getting some aggressive selling, trying to sell off here. CBD is dropping, very aggressive. And I do try to remind myself that these limit orders are over here because I also don't want to jump the gun. the selling comes into the level and the reaction from the buyers is what's the key thing here. So aggressive selling, we're on the 2 minute. Some buyers are trying to show their presence. A lot of action here. Battling.
It gives you so much time to enter.
Yeah. Buyers are
I
showing their presence. So this to me is good. Look at CBD pushing up. You don't even have to feel emotional at this moment. Like you can tell yourself, I want to pull back into these limit orders. These limit orders are stacked. So now this, if this was my 15-minute demand zone, knowing that it's so close to 2 hour demand, you want to keep your eyes peeled. Look at the aggressive selling back into the zone, even stronger than earlier. Now here I'm watching for this CVD shift with the volume. Here I'm getting pretty emotional because I'm looking at it spike up, but I'm not seeing the volume fully come in with the CVD shift. I mean with the CVD curl. Oh, but I forgot that there was a little fake out on it. So this is good.
There was a third.
So
time.
that's how you know not to trade. Yeah, that's how you know not to take the trade. Although you may, because you're definitely gonna feel emotions on this. I always do. Like seeing it spike up and not seeing the volume shift and the CVD curl. Oh my, I hate that shit because
Yeah.
I want to buy in watching it spike up, but I also need that full shift. And seeing how they like load up slightly 3 bars back to back, that freaks me out too because I'm like, at any moment, this shit could spike up. But you got to remain patient and like let that really present right. Like right here, I'm in. What is that? 23. If even if I got filled at 23, that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 5 points. That shit's gonna suck. I'll be pissed. But
Yeah, my mind is always like I needed to drop more with that risk, and I missed this whole move.
yeah.
but you also have to think about the volatility this week. Like the move is gonna have like that's one thing that we have to adapt to that I don't even think I fully adapted to. But I did see it towards the end of the week is that when this second pullback would come, like those buyers are quickly to make that move. So like even if I hit buy where I want to get filled because of how quick the buyers are presenting themselves, I end up getting filled a point or two higher. That happened to me on the long that I took last. I mean, we could replay that again though. But see, Eli, how every setup I've pointed out to you today is the same exact thing. That's what I mean by you want a repeatable process. So boom, sellers pulled back. You gotta be that shit happens so. Oh, I'm on X2 too.
And don't forget about the little nuances in the setups.
Yeah, like this especially. This one always gets me. I'm always entering on these dumbass pops because my emotion. So boom, buyers had showed their presence. A little pop, but Valium didn't pop up. CBD is pulling back. It's struggling to make. I mean, it is making a lower low, but it's very light lower low. Like it's not. It's not a super crazy change. Now I'm watching CBD buyers here. Feel like I'm an auctioneer. Gotta enter. Look at CBD and look at value. 22.
That's
Same. It's almost the same exact area I said I would enter earlier. But honestly, I think I'd end up getting filled at 23 because I'm just a bitch and I might wait a little bit to get more confirmation. But see how even if you didn't enter here on this pop, like you still kind of have some time to like be like, oh, do I want to do it?
So much time. I noticed that
So
even when
from
I'm hesitating, I I noticed that even when I'm hesitating, I have enough time to tell myself, okay, the move's gonna happen right here, right here. You can enter right now, and I still don't do it.
yeah,
Crazy.
yep. But look at how from this Sal pressure, this is at what time exactly? 7:12. That's four. Is that 4 5 minutes? No, 4 minutes. 3 4 minutes to make your decision or to start building your stop, your target, and whatnot. But already here, if I entered at 22, I'd be looking at VWAP over here on Bookmap because that's about 9 points. So I'm like, okay, at VWAP, I better start considering exiting, especially with what just happened to me. And this bitch just goes. Look at CBD. That shit is key. Dude, to be honest, I don't know if it's because I've been watching the setup more and more with more focus, but or if it's the volatility, but the curls have been so much stronger lately.
Probably volatility.
Yeah. Because I remember there was times where I was second guessing the curls, but lately the curls have been there. So that's even one thing to take note of. Like on right now, we're saying when volatility is present, that curl is aggressive. So when volatility changes again, like we may have to adapt to how the CVD is moving at that time. It's still gonna have a curl. It's just not gonna be uh as like fuck, I can't think of the word as present.
And VWAP
It'll
would
be
be
more
like.
of a trend up.
Sorry, I was still paying
And
attention
see
to
here,
Bookmap.
I was gonna continue on what you were saying. Here, there's still no presence of sellers, so you could still keep holding this. Boom, there's the 10 points. Either you're emotional and you're like, let me get out, or it's your target, or I don't know what else your target would be. These highs at 35. All these wicks, I'd definitely be looking at exiting at 35. Plus the limit orders are there. I'd most likely be exiting. Um, but that was a clean one right there.
Oh yeah.
I have the one I took on